Namaste and welcome to a very special episode about AAPI's current president, Dr. Satheesh Kathula, where we bring you stories that inspire, empower, and transform. I'm your host, Sharat Pasumarthy. Today's guest is not just a doctor, he's a change maker, a visionary, a global leader in medicine, and above all, a man whose heart beats for service. Is the current president of the American Association of the Physicians of Indian Origin, API, a distinguished hematologist and oncologist, an author, educator, tech innovator, and a recipient of the US Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. From raising millions in COVID relief to building institutions, writing books, and organizing international health summits, Dr. Satheesh K. Kathula is a shining example of what it means to live the American dream while staying rooted in Indian values. We are honored to have him with us today. Let's dive into his journey, wisdom, and vision for the future of healthcare, and as well his tenure in RP as a president. Welcome, Dr. Satish. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very good, Sharaji. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. The pleasure is ours always. It's always a pleasure to have you on manatv International and TV5 USA, sir. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So let's break the ice. So we'll before we delve into the discussion of RP, tell me who is Dr. Satish Kathula as such, in your words. I mean, how did you kick off your medical journey?
Well, I'm from Telangana state, and I was brought up and born and brought up in Warangal district, and now it's Mulugu district, but it used to be Warangal district. And I went to Siddhartha Medical College for my medicine, and I completed my medical education there in 1992, 93. And soon after I finished my MBBS, I came to the US in 1994, then did my residency, then my fellowship, and then I've been teaching, residents, fellows, mentoring a lot of pre-med students and medical students for the last several years. And I'm a clinical professor of medicine in, Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio. And I'm, hematologist, oncologist, practicing for the last 23 years. So that is about me, my profession.
Wonderful, sir. So what inspired you to pursue medicine and also to pursue medicine, especially in the United States of America?
So, United States is a beacon of hope for many people to come here, especially 30 years ago. The infrastructure was mediocre in India, and there was no optimal care to give to patients. And at that time, I thought it's a good idea to come to the U.S. and learn innovative things and go back and practice in India. But it never happened. I came here, did whatever I wanted to, but going back did not happen for so many reasons. Once we start family here, it's very hard to take the children there. Several people tried, but only a few people were successful. But anyway, so I just wanted to come here, learn the advanced techniques, advanced treatments, and the way patients are treated here is different. The culture and more compassion, more communication here, better outcomes, better infrastructure in those days. But now, the infrastructure is becoming better in India, but still it's not on par with America. So those are all the reasons why I came here 30 years ago.
Thank you so much, sir. Because we're making this interview, rather, I call it heartfelt podcast with you. Uh, just wanted to make it a bit biographical as well. So, wanted to know a little bit about how your childhood was, about your parents, and how you conducted your life from there.
Well, I came from a very humble background. My dad used to own a small business, and my mom was a homemaker. So growing up, it was we went through some difficulties financially, but my parents instilled the values in me to really educate myself, and they inspired me, and they also supported me in every way to be a doctor. Actually, for my education, my dad was there for everything. Whatever I asked, he provided. So even though he was struggling financially, but he supported me, and I really appreciated that all the time. And that's how they encouraged me to get educated, to go to bigger cities and do medicine and all that. Yes, even coming to America, my mother encouraged me to come here. A lot of people in small towns were not so much fond of sending their children to America in those days. Now it changed quite a bit, but they actually encouraged me to come here and be successful. So they said, the world is, yours. You can go anywhere and be successful. So that's how I was brought up, and I had good friends growing up, and it was, looking back, it was a pleasant experience overall. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So you said that like you imbibed the values given by your parents. Do you still carry them? Do you still implement the values given by your mom and dad?
Absolutely, absolutely, I do every day because my dad, even though, yeah, absolutely. So it really helped me in many ways, and I still carry their values, they instill in me. For example, helping others, doing service to the community. It's not all about money, it's treat everybody equally, and get a good name in the society, and help poor people. There is no caste or creed or religion. Everybody is a human being. So they're all the things that I learned: being compassionate, being kind to people, and I mean, it's about you know uh, uh, carrying yourself with some dignity, some respect. I mean, those are all the things that I learned from my parents, and I still carry them through. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. This message means a lot. This will inspire all the millions who are watching, especially who wants to pursue medicine uh, and who are already pursuing medicines. Thank you so much. And just wanted, I mean, you made so many wonderful strides from, I mean, you got educated there, and then you traveled to USA and you pursued medicine, and you have come a long way. You became a hematologist and an oncologist, and now here you are, the current president of AAPI, 2024 2025. So how was your tenure like? So what were your goals and objectives all along, and how is it going right now?
It's going pretty well, I should say, and I have accomplished most of the things that I really wanted. It's never completely satisfying because when you want to do 100 different things, and the time is only like 1 year. So I worked about a year, about 15 years to get to this position, to spend 1 year as the president. But uh, and I ran several elections. I ran 4 elections, and I won all of them. And I'm, I think, the only person in the history of API who won 4 elections.
Wow,
Everybody wins
that's
one or two, mostly three,
that's impressive, sir.
and some people did not even win any election. They became president. But that was a challenge that taught me a lot of things, running elections and things like that. And everybody used to ask me, "Hey, I'm going to vote for you. What can you do for me or for the organization?"
Right.
Which actually made me think, hey, why are these people voting for me? What can I do for them? All these things. It's a wonderful experience. And whenever I was on election campaign trail, I was traveling to many cities and chapters of API, and then introducing myself and get to know them. So it was a great experience, winning 4 elections, and I've been serving in different capacities for the last 15 years. I served as
Wonderful.
regional director, local chapter president, and then state chapter president, and then I was elected as a board of trustee member, and then I was elected as a treasurer, then secretary, then vice president. Then I became president elect, and now the president. So the journey has been long, but what can we do in 1 year is the thing. But there were certain goals I set when I started my journey as the president back in 2024, about a year ago.
Just want to interject a little bit, sir. For our
Mhm.
audience, I mean, tell. our manatv international audience and TV5 USA audience, what exactly is AAPI, so that people who want to register or who want to become part of AAPI can actually
Sure.
go ahead and pursue it.
Yeah, sure. AAPI is American Association of Physicians of Indian Origin, and it has been there for the last 43 years. It was formed in a basement in the state of Michigan, in Detroit area. And some Indian doctors got together at that time because there was a lot of discrimination against Indian doctors, foreign doctors in general. So, and they were not getting license in certain states like Texas. So they
Right.
wanted to form this organization so that we can address some issues surrounding the immigrant doctors, and they did it successfully. And thanks to the leaders in the past from API, who actually made this dream come true for all immigrant doctors to practice anywhere they want in all 50 states in the United States. So that's a remarkable progress. So that's how it was formed, and it was involved in several other deals. For example, nuclear deal, not just API, but API members who are influential people. So, and also it conducts a lot of meetings in India every year, at least once. And it has about 15,000 dues paying members, and it represents more than 100,000 Indian doctors in America. So it's one of the largest medical organizations, and it is the largest ethnic physician organization in the country. So everybody knows API. If you go to Indian Embassy or White House, or if you go to Congress and talk to them, they have a lot of respect for Indian doctors because the contribution made by Indian doctors is so significant. And every seventh patient in this country is treated by an Indian doctor. So
Do you
about 15% of all doctors are from India. So, and every fourth physician is from another country. They're not born or not educated in the US. 25% of them were born outside. That's one in every four, which is a really good number. And that is all
correct?
immigrant doctors, but a good number of them are from India. So about 100,000,
So it is a
120,000.
so it is a global organization.
Well, it is if you combine India, it is a global organization basically, but it is mainly for the physicians in the U.S., API USA
Correct.
basically. So yeah.
AAPI USA. Great, sir. So how is it going as a president? What are the kind of challenges you faced, last year and 2025? How did you circumvent them?
Well, there were a lot of challenges stepping in to this role. I mean, I never thought I would get into those challenges, but they were all made by some people intentionally, and those are all personal vendetta or whatever. And some people were acting against one region, and that was really disheartening to begin with. And then there were 10 lawsuits in RP, and there were like a lot of financial deficits.
Hmm.
And I had to raise funds I did not get any money from last year, zero money. And
My God.
usually
Mhm.
the outgoing president gives some money to the incoming president to really, make the operations going. But I did not get anything from the last year. But the BOTs give some money, every year, 6% according to the bylaws. And I raised some money. I put my own money into that. Several tens of thousands of dollars of my own money, and then ask donations and all that to fight all these lawsuits and whatnot to run the office day-to-day operations. So those are all the challenges that I faced, but I should say I have been successful in navigating through all these challenges with the help of my board members, all of them, and friends in RP and outside too. So, I mean, if you're doing good things, there is a lot of support. I mean, that's what I
Very good, sir.
realized. I'm so glad that I'm surrounded by great friends and those people who are genuine, who are ethical, and who are, very professional, and they want this organization to be successful. So that's why I could really maneuver those challenges and whatnot. And still we have done more programs than any other year. I can confidently say this year. So we conducted elections, not just once, but two bylaw elections, two actual elections, midterm elections, and the regular elections. I mean, that's part of the organization anyway. But we have done a lot of educational things. My goals were at the beginning to get education, to give clear communication with the members, to the members, and then encouraging younger generation, legislation. These were all my goals, actually. So we did most of them successfully. For example, education, we have given several hours of continued medical education. We have given 12 hours of webinars for CME successfully with world-renowned speakers. These are all from Harvard, Stanford, all big institutions who actually gave webinars for RP members. These are all free for all RP members. And then we gave several other CME, including tours in Japan and South Korea tours. We gave 10 hours of CME. And then we are giving 8 hours of CME with the Arctic trip, which is starting actually tomorrow. And then the other thing we have done was Global Health Summit, and we gave some CMEs there. And we'll have convention at that time also. We'll give about 10 CMEs. So this year we have given about 50 hours of CME, and we collaborated with other organizations to give more. So total
CMA
we gave
means, I think,
plus
continuous medical education, right?
continuing medical education, which is very, very important for practicing doctors, because those are the things that they need for their license renewal every year. So we have done a lot of those things. And also educating people in India. We have done 3 conferences this year. Usually people do one conference, but we did 3 conferences. And we went to Delhi, New Delhi, met health minister, met Niti Aayog members. And in October, the Global Health Summit was successful, and we had students, Global Association of Indian Medical Students, or GAMES, and they were there with us, and we encouraged them. They presented posters, and there were 70 posters. People came from different countries like Nepal, Sri Lanka, the students to be there. And also we had mentorship program in that, workshops, for the surgical things, how to perform surgeries and things like that. In AIMS, we have conducted some workshops there in October. And then we went back in January and did 2 more conferences there. One in Asian Institute of Gastroenterology in Hyderabad. We did what is called cardiopulmonary resuscitation updates, sudden cardiac death, which is becoming more common, especially in India. So that's what we wanted to educate people about. And that was attended by 300 to 400 people. And Dr. Nageshwar Reddy Padma Vibhushan, he actually was there to inaugurate that, and he gave his institution for free for us to conduct that meeting. And after that, we also did a CPR. Then we did another conference in Kanha Ashram, where we trained hundreds of people with CPR techniques
Okay.
and things like that. So it is really a remarkable conference that we have done. I mean, 3 of them actually. Usually, there is one conference that is being held by the leaders of API, but this year we have done 3, which is really wonderful. And these are all world class conferences. People going from here, and there are a lot of good speakers, good doctors in here, India too. They took part as well. So that's in the front of education, and then communication. And we were communicating very clearly, transparently to members. What's happening in the organization, not like illusions or delusions. So we just really put
Correct.
out whatever is there, and we have
Correct.
been sending all communications, whatever is happening in API, and to make members aware and to keep them abreast. So those are all the things. And then encouraging younger generation, we have done 2 young physician conferences, one MSRF
Wow.
in New Jersey. In fact, the MSRF, which is Medical Student Resident and Fellows Forum. And there were like 50, 60 papers and 10 oral presentations. And we have done what is called something called a program director forum, or a panel, where there were 8 program directors from different residency programs to educate the students there. So how to really make their application better, and what to look for in a residency program, things like that. That was a great mentorship program in Rutgers, actually, in January of this year. Then 2 YPS, Young Physician sections. One was in Washington, D.C., and the other one was in Atlanta. So We have done three to encourage younger generation. So that's number three. Legislation, we have been in touch with legislators, and we did a legislative day in Washington, D.C. on May 17th and 18th. There we went and met several congressmen, several senators, and we met Indian ambassador also at that time. But legislation wise, we were actually, advocating for patients and physicians, such as how to really increase the medical reimbursements for doctors and patients, and then how to really decrease the regulatory burden for physicians, such as pre-authorizations and all that, which are really, if we have to do a CAT scan or order a lab test, we really have to go through a lot of hoops to get it authorized by insurance companies and things like that. And that one plus to address physician shortage, because there is going to be a big physician shortage in this country in the next 10 years or so. So how to
Wow.
address that, and then how to really make the path or pathway easier for immigrant doctors to come here to close that physician
So,
shortage gap.
so is the dearth for doctors going to be because of advent of artificial intelligence, or are there any?
No, no, no. The no, it's not. It's not because of artificial intelligence. It's because people are retiring, and there are a lot of burdens, and they're working more, and they're being paid less. So, I mean, when somebody gets to 65, 70, they don't want to really deal with these
Right,
frustrations in practice. Insurance companies and government regulations and all that. People don't like to do that. I mean, previously it was different, not these many regulations and things like that. So that's why it is becoming tough for physicians, so that's why they are retiring earlier than they anticipated. And then the rural area, they need a lot of healthcare too. The access to healthcare is not equal, not uniform across the country. Rural areas still struggling to get healthcare. Just to go there to a doctor, to go to a doctor, it takes a lot.
right.
They have to travel a couple of hours, and then if they're admitted to hospital, their family is away. I mean, those are all the things. Even simple tests are not available, such as CAT scan, MRIs, and things like that. So those are all the reasons why we need more doctors. So, and the fourth thing we wanted the legislators to address was to fast track the green cards for H1 visa holders who are physicians. And these are all the people who are working in rural areas for years, for decades actually. Some people are working on H1 or J1 visas for
Right.
10 years, 15 years. So, especially H1. So, and thousands of them have backlogs for green cards. So, they have to get their green cards processed. So, with all this agenda, we went and we got a positive response, and how to really improve Indo-US relationships. Another thing that we do, not formally but informally, we do that too. So those are all on the legislative front. So yeah, we have done mentorship programs, such as Roadmap to Residency. We even had a mentorship program for pre-med students and high school students, and that was another thing that we have done. And another program we undertook was stem cell donation. For example, Indian population has very small donor pool. For God forbid, somebody is diagnosed with, lymphoma or leukemia. If they become refractory to traditional treatments, they need stem cells from another person. So to have a match, you need to find a person of your own ethnic background to be successful in finding a match. But we don't have that many people in the pool because our population is very low. We only are like 1% of the whole population here, like 4 million or so Indian. So, and there's a very small chance that we match with Caucasians or other ethnic background people. So that's why we need to have our own pool of donors, to be successful, to have a better match. So that's why we conducted dozens of, camps to collect the donors, to register these donors in that registry called NMDP, National Marrow Donor Program. So if somebody needs that, and they will search in their database, and if they find a match, that's when a person who matches has to go and give their blood stem cells. It's not like really bone marrow, but they just put a line and then take some blood and they separate stem cells from that and give it to a patient who is not responding to traditional treatments with leukemia and lymphoma. So those are all the things that we have done this year. And then retreats. We went to West Coast And we have done what is called West Coast retreat, which is also not done that regularly, because the West Coast people are not coming to East Coast or Midwest because of the distance.
Right.
So if they don't come, I said we are going there and doing it, and we did
Right.
it successfully. And several 100 people attended that. It was a very nice program, and I thank all the local organizers for doing that. So it takes a village to do anything. I mean, one
Correct.
person cannot do everything, but I have
Correct.
a lot of support from the board, as I said. But the direction is mine, and then I like to do things, and I need a lot of help from these things. And with any organization, we cannot move mountains, but we can do a little difference. But for that, you need a lot of support. And without that, an individual by himself or herself cannot do things. But
Oh
how to
my.
really, I mean, it takes a good leader to bring people together. So you have to be respectful. You have to really inspire them by doing some things. You have to set the goals. You are like a CEO of the company, and you have to really tell them, hey, what you need from them, and ask, not tell. And then they're all physicians, and they're all very respected, accomplished people, and you need to treat them well. And that's how you have get things done. You have to trust people and give them a free hand, and then expect good results from them. And they're not there to serve you, they're there to help you. That's what you
Yes.
need to. I am a servant, but people who are there, they're not serving me, they're serving the organization, they're helping the organization, they're helping me. So that's what I feel. And that's been my mantra for being successful so far. Yeah.
Wonderful, sir. So, I mean, just overwhelmed by looking at the kind of the whole gamut of things you have done. I mean, almost an impossible feat of sorts. So many things, right from the Global Health Summit to so many other wonderful activities, CMEs, and so many lovely uh, initiatives which you just mentioned. Hearty congratulations, basically.
Oh,
I mean,
thank you very much. Yeah.
I mean, I know it would have been stressful at times, but I think your leadership was coming through cutting edge, and you accomplished everything successfully despite the challenges you faced, which you mentioned. So once again, congratulations from Mana TV
Thank you
International and
sir.
TV5
Appreciate that.
USA.
Mm,
But a prime question, just wanted to ask you.
mm.
I don't want to go into too many details, but wanted to ask you about the Global Health Summit. You organized the AAPI Global Health Summit in Delhi, and are
Right.
gearing up for the Indo-US Scientific Convention, presumably in July 2025.
Yeah, it's API annual convention.
Correct.
We
So,
that's going
what
to
do
be in
these
Cincinnati.
events hope to achieve? What is the crux? What is
Yeah,
the bottom line?
yeah, it's a good question. So we do have a lot of networking opportunities, and to bring people together. So to bring all the successful, accomplished physicians across the country, to bring them all together to
Hmm.
one place. And there we have education, we have entertainment, we have delicious food, we have good networking opportunities, and meeting people such as Nobel laureates, and we have the American Medical Association president who is coming to give a keynote speech, and then even Dr. Mario Capecci, who is the Nobel Prize winner, and he'll be there, and FSMB, Federation of State Medical Board Chair, Dr. George Abraham will be there, and Dr. Humayun Chowdhury. But all these people are really, accomplished, and they are great leaders, and they are serving a medical profession in many ways, and we want to listen from them. We have CEO forum, we have women's forum, we have medical licensing forum, medical education forum, and likely political forum, and a cruise in Cincinnati River Thursday night. And then we have medical students activities such as medical jeopardy, poster presentation, oral presentations of abstracts and things like that. So a lot of things are going to happen there, and we'll bring some Bollywood singers and musicians to have entertainment too in
I
the
mean, just
night
to
time.
mention to our audience, Dr. Satish Kathula himself is a wonderful singer, actually, and I heard him
Thank you.
quite a few times.
I try.
You Absolutely, you have a great voice, sir. When you
No,
mentioned
thank you, Sharat. Yeah,
singing,
thank you so
I
much.
thought I should mention here. Uh, Amazing. We'll go back to. the convention, but will retreat a little bit to India. How is RP addressing preventive care and non-communicable diseases in rural India? Which has become a burning issue now.
Absolutely. We did, a couple of years ago, a thing called Adopt a Village program. I was the chair of that program, and I'm really proud that I was the chair because we screened about 10,000 people for non-communicable diseases like diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, chronic kidney disease, anemia, all these things. So these are all silent killers because hypertension doesn't cause symptoms typically. But by the time they realize they have kidney failure, they have strokes, they have heart attacks, same thing with diabetes. So they have to be controlled early on.
Right.
Cholesterol is the same thing. So that's why it is very important that we address these things at an early stage. So that's why we did all these screening programs in India in 75 villages to commemorate the 75 years of India's independence. And we presented data, we published a paper on that. And that's one thing. With the last Global Health Summit in October, the theme was uh, prevention of cancer, which is my specialty, and heart attacks um, with lifestyle modifications and technology. So India is a low resource country at the end of the day. Now it's growing, it's improving. The economy is actually growing, but still,
It's making
it's
leaps
not
and
like
bounds. And yes.
yeah, yeah. So, but how can we really prevent all these diseases? Simple things that we can do. Simple exercise every day, and then eating right, sleeping right, and not smoking, not drinking alcohol, all these things, and getting the screening things done. I mean, interestingly, in India, the screening for cancers is very, very minimal, especially for breast cancer and cervical cancer. Cervical is maybe a little bit better, but for lung or for breast cancer, it is very, very low. For example, the uptake rate for mammograms to prevent breast cancer, to detect early lesions in the US or other developed countries is about 89 90%, 80 to 90%, as opposed to India, where it is only 1 to 2%. So we have to really make a lot of progress there. So those are all the things that we can implement, and an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure, people say. So that's why we need to detect early. It may cost more in the beginning, but it will prevent the disease burden, which may cost billions of dollars or trillions in future. So that's what we are trying to do. And we also collaborated with an organization called GAMES. It's a global association of Indian medical students. They have thousands of students, very motivated, and they are actually collaborating with us, and then we are actually doing these awareness camps, such as how is cervical cancer caused. It is caused by basically a virus called human papilloma virus, or HPV. So they have to be aware of that, and they have to get their screening things done, and also get vaccinated, because there are some vaccines to prevent this infection, so you can prevent cancer in future if you do that. So we are actually making people aware. We are encouraging them to get vaccines if they're teenagers, things like that, so before they are exposed to the virus. So those are all the things that we are doing as a preventive thing for
Correct.
chronic diseases. Yeah.
Mhm. Very good, sir. So I want to ask you a question. I mean, I'm very sure this will be useful to all the people who are pursuing medicine, or I think who are writing their US MLEs and things. A lot of people, a lot of my friends, and a lot of them are pursuing, my friends, brothers and sisters. They ask about how to go about the residency program. I mean, after they clear the USMLE, and they're at a crossroad, or I mean, they want some light to be cast on that particular thing. How to you know what is the procedure for the
Yeah.
residency? Is API helping anybody I mean,
Yes.
if
Yes.
somebody
Yes.
registers as a API member, I
Mhm.
mean, do they get any help for residency?
I mean, residency, we can actually educate them how to get into residency, but we cannot really hold their hand and giving residencies. That's difficult. But what we can do, and what we are doing, is to mentor them.
Right.
what they should be doing after they pass their USMLE,
Mhm.
and how they can come here, what kind of things that they need to do, for example, observership, externships, or research, and having good scores in USMLE. So those are the things that we tell them, and what do programs look for in a candidate. So we have just done one program which was attended by hundreds of people through API. So yeah, these are all the things that we are doing, and certainly there are mentorship programs, and we even did something for research too recently, last weekend, just to give them some research opportunities in certain places. So there is a little bit of cost associated with that. API doesn't get anything. We are not involved in the financial transactions, but there are some research organizations which actually get them, and they handhold, and then they teach the skills of research. It's not like just publishing a paper, but research is very important in medicine for innovation, for new techniques and things like that. So for that, you need proper training for research. And one university is offering, this training for 3 months or 90 days, because everybody's passing USMLE, everybody's doing observership. So, what is the demarcation that they have? So, if they do research, that really makes their application better. So that's why we did this webinar recently. So, and they can do the research there, and then they actually get a publication. It's not that because they are paying money or doing something; they actually have to be involved in the research, and then they do the publication. So those are all the things that API is trying to
These
do,
kind of,
collaborating with
if
universities.
doctors, if young doctors can involve themselves in these leadership activities,
Yeah.
our chances of getting residency, I mean, it becomes more. Or
Definitely, definitely. I mean, they have to take some good quality doctors anyway, and they may
correct,
not be getting all the doctors from US. I mean, the US medical graduates don't go to other programs.
correct,
We have a lot of healthcare needs in the country. There are a
correct.
lot of rural areas. There are a lot of
Mhm.
inner city hospitals where the local graduates don't want to go and work, and they need immigrant doctors to serve this nation. And they are coming, and they want to get some good people, people who are coming here with knowledge, with good ethics, good personality, and those who can serve. And that's what the country is looking for. So there is a chance. There is. Don't get disappointed. If you're good, if you have good scores, if you have done all the things that are needed for residency, if your personality is good, if you're kind, compassionate, yeah, I mean, so they have to, they should be able to get that. And people need the resident doctors in this country. Yes. Yeah.
Correct, correct, correct. Thank you so much. I mean, I'm very sure this is going to help somebody. I mean, who has some
Yeah.
catch 22s or
Absolutely.
dilemmas in their minds,
Hmm. Yeah,
and
the dilemma is a big thing, to be there or to come here. So that's what I wrote in my book. There's a chapter on that, the IMG's dilemma, the International Medical
we'll
Graduate
talk
Dilemma.
about the book. I mean, I'm not going to leave you, doctor.
And,
I'm not going to leave you, Dr. Satish. I mean,
and
I'm going
that
to
I clearly
shoot
mentioned one
some
example. Yeah.
very
So
good.
the
Yeah,
one
go ahead.
real communication that I had with a medical student years
Uh-huh.
ago, 15 years ago,
Okay.
and I can probably share that here too. This student actually came to me and asking, what is your opinion about doing PG or post graduation in India versus coming here and doing residency? Because everybody, most of them, that idea, the thing crosses, the thought crosses their mind. Hey, should we go to other country and do something, or should we just stay here? More than half of the people think about it, but maybe 10 to 20% of people act on it, and about half of them are successful in going to other countries. But in India, so many things that are happening now. I mean, a lot of medical infrastructure, a lot of great hospitals, a lot of programs, and the paying capacity has gone up, and doctors are doing very well there. Infrastructure has developed. For example, when I came to this country, there were two cars in India. One is Ambassador, the other one was Fiat about 30 years ago.
Correct.
But now you have all the cars. I mean, just giving an example how much progress there has been. So it's different time situation. And
Yeah, the
the
whole
thing is, if
spectrum
they
of
really
cars
want
is
to stay
available,
in
right?
India, fine. I mean, they'll do fine there. I'm not saying, everybody has to go to a different country. But the advantage is, if they go to a different country, then they get to know the new work ethic, new work culture. And not only that, the whole country's culture, the language, the everything that makes them a better person. That makes
Hmm.
them a person with what do you call an international person.
Right.
uh, and they can always go back to India, wherever they
Right.
go, whether they go to UK, Australia, or here, they learn, and then they go back to India and serve people. But if you want to do that after 10 years or something, then you cannot do that. So this is the time. If they want to do that, they have to do that now. In 10
Right.
years, if you want to go to a different country, you cannot do that because you have family
Yeah.
obligations, you are already established, and once you are a little older, other countries don't want you. So
Correct.
I think you can always go back, but if you want to do the reverse, you cannot. So that's
Right.
why I encourage people, if they have desire to go to a different country, just write that exam, whichever is required, and then go to that country, work for a few years, get trained, and then go back to India and give the knowledge and expertise back in India. So, I mean, that's what I strongly suggest, so that they can learn the culture, they can learn the work ethic, and that makes them a better person overall. Yeah.
So awesome, Dr. Satish. It's going very well, and even I'm learning a lot from you. From this conversation. I'm sure all the programs that you have conducted in 2024, 2025 have been very much instrumental for the doctors who've been part of RP and have learned a lot from you and your leadership and your team as well. And they themselves uh, are at the verge of becoming leaders themselves. So, because we have seen RP making great strides, though, as you mentioned, you faced hurdles and difficulties, but
Yes.
it's a great progress. But I just wanted to ask you, can you tell us more about the Pathfinder Institute and its impact on pharmacy education globally?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So we established that college with my leadership and my vision back in 2007 in Warangal, in
Hmm.
Telangana state.
Right.
And I always wanted to open a medical school, but in
Wow.
those days, medical college needed more resources, and I had to really move there to do that. But then I thought pharmacy is also related to medicine, and I always liked pharmacy, and I used to score well in pharmacy. So I said, why don't we just open a pharmacy college? And we did that.
Hmm. Correct.
And that time, so since that time, we graduated about 1,000 pharmacists
Hmm.
with good quality, because we have affiliation here in the US with some universities. And then I go there and teach twice a year. And we conduct, international conferences in that college, and we have health fairs. We have campus interviews and things like that. So, yeah, I mean, it has become a notable college in Warangal and Telangana area. So that was my vision and dream, and that has come true. With so many graduating from there, we have PharmD, we have Master of Pharmacy, MPharm, what we call
Correct.
everything in that.
Wonderful. Sir, you've been honored with some of the highest civilian awards.
Mhm.
Just wanted to ask you on a whimsical note, how do these recognitions affect your sense of responsibility and mission? How do they
It
make you
actually
feel
increases.
actually?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as people recognize when you do good work. I mean, it's not only just you, but there are so many other people who get inspired by your work. And awards, I don't go for them. I don't ask for them. If somebody gives, I won't reject, because
Correct.
they are giving as a respect, and I don't want to disrespect them. And also, I just have that inspires other people to do more things, better things. So that's why. So yeah, it continuously inspires me. I mean, if somebody is giving me an award, that tells me that the work is not done yet. There is more to do.
Very,
Yeah. So that increases the responsibility for sure. Yeah.
very nice, sir. So, because this thing was coming in my mind as well. You mentioned about your book. Tell us about your book. What is the name of the book and what it is, so that people can go ahead and buy it and read. And why did you write it in the first place?
Well, I've been thinking about this project for years, and I put the pen on the paper about 2.5 years ago, because
Okay.
immigrant
Wow.
doctors are very vital for this healthcare. Their contributions are significant to
Mhm.
American healthcare. every fourth physician is a foreign born and foreign educated.
Correct.
So they came from different countries, and without them, it'll be a big gap. And not only we bring education, knowledge, but also the culture and
Correct.
how people we are kind of soft ambassadors for our cultures. And people ask us, what do you guys do? They talk about Bollywood. Our patients do. So we are, on a
Right.
lighter note,
Correct.
even if for a minute or they're curious, to know.
Correct.
And not only that, a lot of patients ask me, "Hey, doc, people know me for 20 years or so. They've been following me. They're like family or friends, and
Mhm.
they always ask me, "Hey, doc, where did you come from? And what was your family like? And what kind of exams you had to go through?
Correct.
And do you miss your family back home? And did you visit your mom recently? How long does it take to go there? And
Right.
what made you come here?" So they're all the things that I wanted to just write it for them. Not only that, what kind of cultural barriers and hurdles and language barriers we know that we know English, but the local language is a little different. The colloquial language is different, right? So some times they use phrases which we are not familiar with, like
What is the
under the
name of the
weather.
book, sir? What is the name of the book?
The name of the book is Immigrant Doctors Chasing the Big American Dream.
Wow.
So a lot of doctors who came like me, and everybody has a unique story to tell.
Hmm.
So what I did was I interviewed about 20 doctors who came like me from different countries, not just from India, but from Bolivia, Colombia, Nigeria, Ghana, Syria, Egypt, Philippines, all these countries. So I interviewed all these doctors personally, and then put all those interviews there, all their stories, to inspire other people, to let people know being a doctor is great, but what we go through these things. I mean, a lot of people look at our success, but what are the struggles behind that? So that's what I wanted to tell people. Yeah.
So it's on a very lighter note, but some important lessons to be learned from the book, I guess. So thank you so much. I mean, talking about your book, Dr. Satish. Did you mention anything about the policy changes or things like that in your book?
Yes, there are one or two chapters about the policy, because we want to, tell legislators that they need to really accommodate more immigrant doctors and the doctors who are already here, who
Mhm.
came legally, who are practicing, who are serving communities, and making significant contributions to the healthcare. So they have to be given priority for fast track and green cards, and they are pooled with everybody else for H1 visas for green card processing. But the doctors have to be given priority because healthcare is very, very important for everybody, especially when there is physician shortage. So that's one of the things that I mentioned there, to increase the number of J1 waivers.
Right.
Also, to make legislation to actually fast track green cards for H1 visa doctors. Yeah.
Correct. So, Dr. Satish, a couple of things, two, three things are coming to my mind. Firstly, uh, you know, now a lot of people, whether we go through Instagram Reels or Facebook Reels or YouTube Shorts, a lot of social media. I mean, all the social media is flooded with, a lot of different kinds of therapies. I mean, per se, maybe call it alternative healing techniques. uh, how far is API embracing this idea? Is it? I mean, are you in tandem with alternative healing, or how do you actually integrate that in the curriculum rather of API?
Yeah. So, there are alternative therapies, there are complementary therapies. Alternative is, instead of modern medicine, you are
Correct.
using alternative medicine.
Correct.
And then there is complementary medicine, which is like you're using this plus, you're using the modern medicine thing, and then you're adding something else to that. That's called complementary medicine.
Mhm.
So there are advantages and disadvantages with alternative medicine. I see more disadvantages because alternative medicines, if they are proven, that's fine. But
Mhm.
they have very random cases. Not We don't need random cases. We need randomized trials. There's a difference
Right.
between random case and randomized trials.
Right.
We have
I
randomized
mean, I
trials,
mean, when you
double
talk about
blind.
random cases, are you talking about the rate of spontaneous remission, or?
Yes, yes. Rate of remission with alternative therapies. And some people do a lot of things and something happens. We don't have any scientific basis for that. But the some companies and some quacks, they actually highlight, oh, there is one patient who came to me and we gave this treatment and they're cured and all that. I mean, a lot of patients come and ask us, should we try that, high dose vitamin C or something else, or
Correct.
ivermectin, all these things people are asking, which is completely baseless. And if you do that, then you're not taking the actual medication from modern medicine, and it's going to cause a lot of damage and harm. And even in
Right.
India, I know a lot of people, they went for Ayurvedic treatment for diabetes and they stopped taking their medications. Their sugars went up way high. So
Right.
that's not the thing. So complementary medicine, on the other hand, is a good thing in some ways. For example, there are some lifestyle modifications. Okay, lifestyle medicine is a complementary medicine, or sometimes it can be medicine by itself. So because lifestyle modification is very important, like
Is yoga
exercise.
part of it, sir? Complementary medicine. Is yoga part of it?
Yoga is complementary. Yes, yoga is good. Meditation is good for mental health. Yoga is good for physical health. Those
Because
are
I was
all good.
suggested qigong also. I think something like that. I think.
Mm. Yeah. So anything physical activity, stretching exercise are all good. And there are some studies about yoga and meditation, which actually helps us physically and mentally, respectively. So yeah, I mean, doing meditation can improve your sleep, can decrease, anxiety, depression, all these things. So yeah, I mean, those are all the things that are okay, but not completely quitting one treatment and going to the other one, which is not proven. So that is not good. So I strongly discourage that, because there are a lot of people who go for cancer treatments or diabetes treatments and things like that. So, and that's why it's very important to go to a doctor who is very well qualified to get the treatments. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm not going to leave you without asking this question because, again, the buzzword right now is AI, artificial intelligence. I mean, it's now traversing all fields, including medicine.
Right.
Uh, and I think API conducted, I think there was a global health summit which engaged artificial intelligence also. And in your tenure, how much did you broach the subject of AI? And is AI really instrumental in medicine?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I did AI from Stanford, actually, certification course in AI
Oh,
in
really?
healthcare.
Nice.
Yeah. So definitely there is something in medicine we can use through AI, from AI, and it's already being used in a lot of cases. For example, radiology, ophthalmology, and wherever there are images and signals, AI works really well because it is all data driven, right? So if you have good data, then if it feeds itself, and then it creates a lot of algorithms, and it's
Correct.
self learning, so without any supervision. So that is what AI is, artificial intelligence. And mostly those are good. For example, reading x-rays. For example, if people are reading hundreds of x-rays, they tend to make mistakes. But AI can actually rule out certain things, certain serious things, and then uh, give certain things priority. Hey, these are the things that need to be read, and that way you can read these things quickly. So
Mhm.
AI is not going to replace doctors, but it can be a great friend to doctors. And even ophthalmology, when you're doing retinal exam, I
Mhm.
mean, AI can help,
Wow.
narrow the diagnosis and things like that. And
Mhm.
also even workflow things, for example, dictations. Whenever we see a patient, we have to dictate, and it transcribes, and we have to edit and all that, and that creates a lot of time.
Correct.
That takes a lot of time, so that
Right.
creates a lot of
Yeah, there's this
paperwork.
term called, 10x your work, right? I think something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that. So
it's
probably that
called
does that.
yeah. There's a buzzword called pajama time. Pajama time is you take work home, and then you're working from home after you're done with your work,
Right.
especially dictations. So now there are a lot of AI software where you can actually go to the patient's room and then talk to the patient, just like we are talking right now. So it transcribes the whole thing. So, for
Correct.
example, if you ask the questions and all that stuff, though the computer itself types, you don't have to dictate or anything like that. So that's how your documentation burden will go down. So AI is actually helping also in drug development, clinical trials, there is a huge potential for AI. So yeah, it's coming. I mean, nobody can really, it's a force to reckon with, I should say.
Correct.
Nobody can work without it. It'll become part of it, just like computers, just like the electronic medical health records.
Correct.
AI will be part of healthcare. Absolutely.
Wonderful, sir. So, uh, how detrimental or how useful is like using Chat GPT to screen your own symptoms? I mean, I've heard people doing these things. I mean, I want a
That's
doctor's
very,
advice.
yeah, it's not a doctor. It can never replace a doctor. And it can give a lot of erroneous things. And, I would not really use ChatGPT to diagnose myself. And I
Correct.
always go to a qualified doctor. And that makes you more intelligent, more knowledgeable. You can ask
Right.
questions, but
Hmm.
don't depend on machines. And you can talk about to know something, some information, but
Hmm.
not to diagnose your own disease or use it for the treatments. Always go to a qualified doctor. That's my message.
Very nice. Thank you so much. That was helpful. And I'm sure it's all the questions, all the things that I asked, all the answers you have given. I think I'm very sure it's helping somebody out there. And just wanted to ask about your daily routine. You seem so composed. You're so handsome. You look. I mean, the moment I look at you, it's like
Thank you.
I kind of your peace is infectious. What keeps you grounded, and are there any personal habits, daily habits, regular disciplines or philosophies or daily routines you follow for your balance and purpose in life?
I mean, have good intentions and, do no harm, help people, be kind, be compassionate. World is not going to end without you. And
Correct.
don't get stressed out with little things. There are some people battling for their life. Look at cancer patients, look at the
Correct.
people who are, stricken by, the accidents or the wars and things like that. I mean, there are bigger problems than in life any day, any time. So keep smiling, keep at peace, and think positively all the time. Do not really let negative people around you. Do not get negative thoughts. Always think positively and be optimistic. Be optimistic, and then sleep well every day. Exercise a little bit. Eat right. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But thing is, it's be happy all the time. That is what the message I give, because world is not going to end without you, and it'll move on. And you are a fraction. You are just a small molecule in the whole universe.
Like
If
an
you think
iota,
like that,
yes.
yeah, you are like you are nobody in the world. So do not have that ego. I am big. That's when the problems start. Oh,
Correct.
that person said that to me, this to me. So always, whatever you do is not enough. You're not going to change the world in one life. You need several lives to change something significant. So that's
Wonderful. You
why it is
correct.
better to be humble, better to keep doing you the things that you want to do. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us so many myth busters. Also, people who are kind of stuck in their head. I think this will kind of clear the air for them, including myself. Because you mentioned the word cancer, and you yourself are a hematologist and an oncologist. I know that you studied volumes and volumes about it. I cannot ask you to sum up everything right now. I know it'll take months to talk about it. But what are those things? What are those practices, or what are those measures to prevent cancer? Actually, and
But there are a lot of
anything which
things.
can be instrumental for
Sure,
for laymen to
sure.
understand.
Yeah. I actually came up with this slogan. That's my own slogan. But those are all the things that have been described before. There's a lot of literature, but I just wanted to put that in one sentence. Stop three, start three for prevention of cancer. So stop three: stop smoking, stop alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
stop eating processed meat or processed food,
Okay.
start exercise, start screening tests for cancers. If they
Right.
are females more than 40, they have to have a mammogram done.
Mm-hmm.
If they are teenagers, they have to have a pap smear done.
Mm-hmm.
And if they have smoking history, they have to have a lung CT done
Mhm.
for lung cancer screening. And then start three is the third one is start vaccinations. For
Okay.
example, if they are in the teenage period, they have to get what is called HPV vaccination
Correct.
and the hepatitis B vaccination, because these are all the viral infections which can actually cause cancer. So you have to prevent them by getting vaccination. So
Right.
start three is the for the simple lay people to understand.
Wonderful, wonderful. I know. I think a great formula kind of a thing. Wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. A great mantra coming from an oncologist. Thank you. Uh, what is your message to young Indian origin physicians? Dreaming big today, especially when you wrote about the American dream. You know, as you mentioned in the your book.
Yeah, think big, dream big, and be humble, and explore. And the world is your stage. You cannot be, or you don't have to be restricted to one place, but think broadly. Think like you belong to the world, not to a region, not to a country, and things will fall in place. If you don't think about it, you will not do anything. So, and be
Thank you.
compassionate, be kind to people, not only your patients but also fellow human beings.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So is it scientifically proven that positive thoughts create good health in the body?
Absolutely, there is no question. There are research studies. If you're positive, if you think positively, if you have that gratitude, if you have that kindness, compassionate, those are they actually do much better health wise. Their mind is free, they are stress free. Gratitude is very important, because when you say something, you are actually it's not only making the other person feel better, but also you feel better inside you. If
Correct.
somebody did that, you're acknowledging you are actually doing something. So that act of gratitude, act of kindness are very important, and those are proven to be helpful for anybody's health.
Thank you. Thank you. How much is and what degree of emotional intelligence is important for a doctor?
That's a wonderful question, Sharat. I mean, this question a lot of people don't ask, but it is extremely important. The emotional intelligence is something people don't think about. It's called EQ. There is IQ. Without EQ, IQ is nothing. If you are a jerk, you may be genius,
Correct.
but as a doctor, if you are a jerk and if you cannot really communicate well with patients, and then whatever knowledge you have, they don't care. All they care is you are a good doctor or not. What is good doctor? You do certain things and you are caring, compassionate, a nice person to talk to. I mean, it's mostly mental too, right? I mean, when a patient comes to you, they not only just look at you as a knowledgeable person, they also look at your bedside manners and your personality and how we do that. So, also there are a lot of things that we have to break a bad news, and patients ask a lot of questions. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes they are senseless, but in my opinion, there is no question which is senseless. The question which is not asked, that is senseless. But if whatever they ask or anybody asks, a question is a question. So it can be a good question. It can be, there's nothing like that. So, but you have to answer with some, patience. The patience is very important, and that's what is IQ. I mean, EQ, emotional stability.
It,
Don't
it,
get swayed away with little things. There are so many things coming left and right. I mean, but be stable mentally. That's very, very important. Yeah.
wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, other than yoga or meditation, how do you cope with the stress of the times, and especially when the world is bombarded with a lot of negative news on the social media, which is actually happening, especially so many things, and
Mm.
especially with an upheaval of data coming, so many things. People are anxiety ridden, anxiety stricken. Your take on that? How do I mean
Mm.
some tips to
I mean, there
circumvent?
are some self-inflicted things. I mean, being on social media a lot is also not good. And
Right.
and if you're stressed out by looking at social media, don't even follow social media.
Correct.
Read a book, or watch a good movie, I mean, there are so many things that you can do. These social media things, I mean, there are a lot of fake things too, right?
Correct.
So the
Correct.
media explodes. As you know, if there is a war between two countries and they are showing all the time the same visuals to make you disturbed.
Correct.
There are a lot of things happening, but you are a person in the whole world, and you are surrounded by people, positive people, who are supportive. The social support is also very important. In cancer patients who have social support actually have shown that it can improve the survival. So it releases endorphins, it releases good chemicals and all that. So have good friends around you, have good family and whatnot, and think positively. Don't really pay attention to negative things. I mean, those are all the things that you need to do. So, don't think the world is going to end tomorrow. It's not. It will be going ongoing for centuries. I mean, there are a lot of things, so many things talk about, so many people talk about so many things. So how many things are happening? I mean, there are wars between countries that has been happening for centuries, not just now, right? So but different scale, different types of wars. But at the end of the day, I mean, thinking about these things too much can really worry you more. So that's why do exercise. Eating right is also very good. Eating more fruit, more vegetables, and not eating junk food, that can also actually increase your thinking capacity and decrease anxiety, and it can decrease your depression too. Yeah.
Thank you. So, yeah, coming back to API, I know that during the convention, the incoming president is going to take over. But I know that it is again beginning of a new chapter for you, because
Right.
you will I mean you're always evolving, and especially a person like you. I mean, because I know you personally, and we have a amazing rapport and friendship. But my question is, some messages about some interesting things that happened in 2024, 2025, as far as API is concerned, and anything you want to talk about the convention to our manatv international audience.
Sure. There are a lot of interesting things that happen. There are a lot of things that I cannot talk about, a lot of politics and whatnot. There are those people who think that they are, your friends and your supporters. They can backstab you, and there
Mhm.
are people who you don't think they're your friends, but they can come and help you. And
Mhm.
there is a lot of, love. There is a lot of things that if you do good things, people appreciate, so which is really enjoyable. But a lot of people don't really thank you, which is not needed. But rather than thanking, they actually put some blame on you. Oh, you could have done this better, you could have done. They don't do anything, but they keep criticizing. So but you have to just ignore those things and just keep doing whatever you're doing. You have to learn from them. There are two types of criticism. There is positive criticism, there is negative criticism. If somebody tells me that I'm doing wrong, that's fine. I learn from that. But and they do it in a different way with a different tone, like more of what do you call belittling you
Constructive.
or whatever that is. So
Oh, okay, like
I think that
derogatory.
kind of thing, yeah, yeah. So but I think encouraging somebody, and then if they do something, just let them know, hey, you're not doing this thing right. So I'm always appreciative of that, and I take that feedback. But yeah, I mean, I've seen all kinds of things in API presidency. I can write a book about that. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, but convention is coming up from July 24th to 27th. I invite all doctors of Indian origin, and also the Indian medical students and medical students from here, young physicians, and every practicing physicians, retired physicians. There is something for everybody in the convention. So please do come from July 24th to 27th in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we'll have a great entertainment, delicious food, a wonderful CME by world class speakers, and keynote speeches by legends like Nobel laureates, Padma Vibhushans, AMA President Dr. Bobby Mukamala. So we'll have everything for everybody: educational thing, entertainment, cultural. For shopping also we have booths and all that. So please do come, and it'll be one of a kind.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a full segment about the convention only. So we will invite you again as well to talk about to give you to run through the 4 days of the wonderful convention in July
Yep.
2025. So where is it going to is it in
Cincinnati,
Cincinnati, Ohio?
northern Kentucky. Cincinnati, half of the Cincinnati is in Ohio, half in Kentucky. So there's a river which separates both of them. So
Mhm.
it's across the river from Cincinnati downtown, and it comes in Kentucky actually.
Wonderful. So I mentioned about the convention. I wanted to whet the appetite. Whoever is going to
Hmm.
watch this podcast of sorts, we're going to do another one, as I already said. But
Sure.
before leaving, I would like you to give a message. But before that, as well, I'm just going to play a rapid fire round with you. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
So tell
Sure.
me, yes, tell me the first thing you do when you wake up.
Well, I pray to God that I'm awake.
One book everyone must read.
Immigrant doctors chasing the big American dream.
There you go. And your your favorite Indian food, or your favorite Indian food, and your favorite global food.
Samosa chat.
Wonderful.
And
So
global
that's
food is Italian. Yeah,
wow.
Italian soup,
Wonderful.
minestrone soup.
Wonderful. So do you call samosa chaat your guilty pleasure, or you enjoy it once in a while?
Samosa chat is good. It has a lot of chana in it, so a lot of protein, so it's okay. No
Okay,
guilt.
that's nice coming from a doctor. A lot of them
More, more,
watching will.
more, more chana than samosa. Samosa. Okay.
Correct, correct, understood.
Yeah.
A quote you live by.
Be happy. Be optimistic.
And the final one, one dream project you still want to do.
Building a cancer hospital in India.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much for your lovely time, sir. I mean, I know we're going to do a lot. We're going to work as we discussed, because this association is going to become more and more wonderful, more and more eventful and productive. I know that, because because you have amazing and wonderful intentions, and people can read your mind and read between the words as well. So I'm very sure you're going to do uh, something more amazing than what you've done today, and you're going to make the tomorrow and the world a better place to live. Before leaving, I would ask you to give our Mana TV International and TV5 audience your collective message.
So life is only, life is short, and you live only once. Do the best you can. Be happy and surrounded by good people.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Satheesh Kathula, for your time and your golden nuggets and your time and the fun we had. Some humorous, you know, back and forth conversations we had, and all the educational stuff you told, especially about CMEs and the convention, and all the lovely work you have done in 2024, 2025 in your tenure as a president of API, and as well, the wisdom which uh, went along. So thank you once again for your wonderful
No,
time.
thank you, Sharat and Mana TV, TV5 for having me today. So it's a pleasure. It was fun talking to you and the audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, friends, that was Dr. Satheesh Kathula about his life. As I said, we made it a bit biographical, and as well, we spoke about his presidency in API 2024, 2025, and his work as an oncologist and a hematologist, and what API is all about, and so many other things we discussed. I'm sure you liked it. So please comment or send us an email on the screen that is on the email that is flashing on the screen, and we would love your feedback as well. All the links and everything is will be periodically flashed in this interview, so you can take advantage of everything and the wonderful conversation I had with Dr. Satheesh Kathula. So I'll come back again to talk to Dr. Satheesh Kathula about the convention at length. Until then, Ciao and bye to you all. Have a wonderful and a day filled with well being and prosperity. This is your favorite host, Sharat Pasumarthy. Thank you.